That's off the table now. The Alex Pereira fight at heavyweight, or any other weight really. I mean, I guess you could still fight him at light heavy, I guess, but it won't be for a title. Yeah, John, there's only one thing to do, mate. Sign the contract and let's get a date going.
Jon Jones will smoke Aspinall.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens.
Why do you think it's not happening? What? Because we see so much.
I think Jon Jones said he wants $30 million.
Two titans on a collision course. The uncrowned king of heavyweight versus the GOAT. But one question remains. Jon Jones holds the crown. Tom Aspinall wants it. The fight the world demands faces roadblocks at every turn. Is it money, fear, or tactical delay? Join us as we unpack the most anticipated heavyweight showdown in UFC history.
Good.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat Jon right now. But that being said, I still think Jon wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts, Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position.
Tom Aspinall fight, let me tell you this. It's a fight I don't need to see because I love Aspinall. I think he's a phenomenal. He's in the heavyweight division. He has grappling, wrestling, incredible striking. You don't see that with heavyweights.
In this age, I think many people just don't care about what's happened. They really fast forget about the history.
Tom Aspinall is fed up. The interim champion has been chasing Jon Jones for months with nothing to show but frustration. I've had enough talking about it, mate. Honestly, I'm bored of it. Aspinall recently confessed at a WWE event, his patience visibly wearing thin. Meanwhile, Dana White insists the holdup isn't coming from Jones.
And you were talking about Tom and Jon. Tom released that video blog a few days ago on the train where he was saying like Jon's side is holding up the fight. What is he referring to there?
Well, I think that, listen, Jon Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said Jon.
I'm very confident
summer on first
that fight happened.
The UFC president's words offer a glimmer of hope, suggesting the dream matchup is still alive. But fans remain skeptical as weeks turn to months without a contract signed. Aspinall maintains he's ready to fight whenever they tell me, putting the ball firmly in the UFC's court. The question now isn't if Aspinall deserves the shot, it's whether Jones will give it to him. The elephant in the octagon: money, big money. Reports suggest Jon Jones wants $30 million plus pay-per-view points to face Aspinall. With UFC's parent company reporting $1.4 billion in earnings, fans argue they can afford to pay the man.
Their earnings. Give me the exact numbers what their earnings was.
So UFC brought in 1.4 in WWE.
1.4 billion. I think what Jon Jones is asking for, 30 million plus pay-per-view points, I don't see why not. Do you want the fight to happen, yes or no? Yes? Okay, pay the man 30.
If Jon Jones is asking for 30 million plus pay-per-view points, I don't see why not, one analyst argued. UFC just reported their earnings. They've got the cash. The price tag might seem steep, but for potentially Jones's final fight, many believe the investment matches the magnitude. This isn't just another title defense. It's a legacy-defining super fight that could shatter PPV records and cement the winner as the greatest heavyweight of all time. The Jon Jones-Tom Aspinall saga just got more complicated after UFC 313. Magomed Ankalaev's stunning victory over Alex Pereira destroyed Jones's potential escape route. The Russian didn't just win, he seized the mic afterward. Bonnie's steroid machine was very disappointed I beat Alex. Ankalaev fired on social media. Please fight big Tom Aspinall. Stop running. This wasn't just trash talk. By eliminating Pereira as an option, Ankalaev effectively cornered Jones. The message was clear. There's only one legitimate fight left, and the entire MMA world knows it. Ankalaev's call-out resonated with fans who believe Jones is deliberately avoiding Aspinall, turning up the pressure on both the champion and the UFC to deliver the heavyweight super fight everyone demands. UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis brings a surprising take to the Jones-Aspinall debate. He doesn't want to see it happen.
Well, I think that, listen, Jon Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said Jon.
I'm very confident
summer on first
that fight happens. Yeah.
Summer?
Yeah.
Du Plessis believes Jones should retire undefeated, leaving Aspinall to become the next big thing without the potential setback of facing MMA's most dominant champion. Yet when pressed for a prediction, even Du Plessis admits Jones likely prevails.
Jon Jones being the warrior that is, he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it.
If I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to say it, I want that money.
Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. You look at it and you go, Aspinall's probably going to win. If you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones. and it makes it look easy. The world wants to see this.
Bilal Muhammad cuts straight to the heart of the matter. For Jones, this fight is all about the payday.
But I think Jon Jones is good enough to beat him. But it's like, it has to be worth it. The fans are fickle, right? You lose one fight, they're gonna, he sucks. Right? They just care about your last win or your last loss. I think Dana White and them will end up making it. Dana White's a smart businessman. He knows how much money that fight would make. If I'm Jon Jones, you've already done everything in the sport. It's not worth it unless it's that $30 million, $50 million payday. If I'm Jon Jones, I'm picking out Pereira first over Aspinall.
Welterweight champion believes the business side will eventually win out. Muhammad's perspective frames the standoff not as fear, but as business strategy. A legend protecting both his legacy and financial future against a hungry challenger with everything to gain. Former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling approaches the matchup with cold pragmatism. While fighters analyze the matchup, behind the scenes, negotiations crawl along. Jones's manager Malky Kawa carefully dances around specifics.
Eric, listen to me. Let's just put it to you like this, right? We sit in negotiations all day long and we talk about things all day long, right? And I think that everybody that's involved in anything to do with.
Kawa's measured words hint at complex negotiations beyond just money. Timing, location, marketing rights, and legacy considerations all factor into what could be Jones's final octagon appearance. Former heavyweight king Francis Ngannou offers perhaps the most insightful breakdown, highlighting the stark contrast in what each fighter stands to gain.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. You can do whatever you want.
Ngannou then drops a technical bombshell, explaining why Aspinall poses a greater threat than Pereira would have. Aspinall would be a more challenging fight because Aspinall will respond to ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. Coming from the man who knows heavyweight power better than anyone, Ngannou's assessment carries special weight. Aspinall represents not just a challenge, but perhaps the most complete heavyweight threat Jones has ever faced. Colby Covington pulls no punches when discussing Jones's reluctance to face Aspinall.
He has to get that win, but do you think Tom Aspinall's the guy to beat Jon Jones?
For sure. John's scared of him. He's ducking him, man. He don't want to fight. That's why he's like, oh, I'll vacate the title. I'll fight the number 10 guy. Fucking scared. Why do people think Jon Jones is a GOAT? He literally destroyed his legacy by ducking Tom Aspinall. The guy's a coward, and he's a woman beater. He beat his Jon Jones.
In typical Covington fashion, he escalates beyond professional critique to personal attacks, calling the heavyweight champion a coward and worse. Who wins this epic collision? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell to catch all our breaking UFC coverage. The fight game never sleeps.